So today I want to make a box, but I want to make it out of something that doesn't feel box-like, like this. This is just a piece of walnut, 11 7/8 by 13. What I've done in the past is I've turned a box out of something like this, which is a beautiful piece of Claro walnut, which is around 2 inches thick. So that's our goal, is to get this wood into this shape. And we're going to do that simply by doing glue. And so if I do 2 inches, I should be okay. Okay, so the plan is to do sort of a herringbone pattern, which is, you know, something like this. And I think the end grain is going to look really cool. It'll be much more difficult to work with on the lathe. But we'll just go nice and slow and hopefully get a nice, cool look out of that. Because I think this could be a really interesting looking blank. But if I show you my last turned box, you can see it's not very large. It's about 4 inches in size. And you want it to be able to be, you know, opened in your hand. I don't know, I just don't think a gigantic turned box really has much of appeal as something small, like a ring box or a necklace or something like that. It's just my opinion. So, and it's my show, so my opinion matters the most. So there. Ha! Who seconds that? I do. Motion carry. I could easily cut these, I mean, almost into thirds and still have plenty of room to get a nice box out of it. And this one is a little over 4 inches. 4 inches. I should probably go a little longer than that.
You are a strong, sexy woman.
There's our basic shape. It looks like it looks like 7-inch circle, which is a nice size. I don't have a ton of clamps. I certainly don't have a ton of small clamps. So we're just going to do it in stages. It's just going to take a while. It's like moving furniture. No, you're going to turn it to the left, Bob. To the left. I think it's going to be this first glue up that'll make the rest of it easy. I've got a nice, tight joint, a lot of squeeze out, but I can deal with that as long as I've got a tight joint. Okay, so it's been about 2 hours. It is now out of the clamps. And we're ready to just keep going. Okay, and that'll give me something to brace against. Been about, I don't know, a couple hours. Sort of lost track. I've been out here doing other things. And I'm gonna glue in the last row. The more I look at this, the more I think it would make a really pretty cutting board. Oh, I hate doubts. You said we were turning a box. I know. You measured the box and everything. All right, it's been, what, 12 hours or something? Yeah, it's still looking pretty good. I'm gonna take it to the sander just to see what I can get it looking like. For the most part, that's a really good glue up. All right, so here's what it looks like after some sanding. Here's the non-sanded side, and here's the freshly sanded side. And it doesn't really matter, you know, if I'm going to turn this on the lathe, but I kind of wanted to see what it was going to look like. Little denatured alcohol on here. Whoa. Whoa. So I've got a bit of a dilemma. If you like me on Facebook, then you know that this started off as a cutting board. That was the point of it. I even confirmed on my Facebook page that I was in fact making a cutting board. And then that night, I went to sleep and had a dream. In that dream, there were blue aliens, but there was also a revelation that I shouldn't make another cutting board, and that instead I should do a turning. And I thought I should turn a box, because it's been such a long time since I've done one of these boxes. I was great for that. In this entire project, I have been focused on making a turning blank, which is what this is, until I sanded it down and hit it with the finish. And then the only thing I could think of was, I should make this into a cutting board. I can argue with myself for a while. Sooner or later, I'm going to seek some outside advice. So I could ask Carl Jacobson, and he'd say, turn it. I could ask MTM Wood, and he'd say, make it into a cutting board. Steve Ramsey would paint it purple. I could ask John Heiss, and he'd probably just turn this whole thing into knife scales. I'm hoping is that you can help decide for me, because I think both of these ideas, cutting board and box, would look amazing with this blank. If I make it into a cutting board, I'm going to have to make it bigger. I'm going to have to add more to it. You know, maybe add some different woods for contrast. But basically I want it to be at least as big as this one. So there's definitely some more material that will have to be added. Now if I turn it into a box, I'm basically done with the glue up. I just cut out the circle, take it over to the lathe, and make it into a box. And I think both projects would look beautiful. I just don't know which one to do. Down below in the comments, I'm going to have 2 comments from me. One says cutting board, and one says box. Just like the one you would like. And the one with the most likes at the end of, I don't know, like 2 days, will be the one that I go with. So, leave your comments down below. Let me know. Team cutting board, team box, and you get to decide what happens next. I wanted to also share with you something of interest. I know that there are a lot of you that watch from Europe, and you know, every once in a while we have a get-together here in the US, and a lot of folks can't come. So what's happening is there are a couple of YouTubers that do wood turning specifically. Mike Walt, who I subscribe to his channel, is very quality wood turner, and Martin Sabin Smith, and a couple others. They're getting together and they're having a UK and Ireland wood turning symposium, and it's in Coventry on the 18th and 19th of June of this year. And I'm going to go ahead and put a link to the site down in the description. And it looks like a lot of fun. They've already got a lot of demonstrators and classes and meet and greets, and I wanted to show my support by giving them a shout out and letting you know that this was happening. So if you are in the UK or can easily travel to the UK, I would definitely say you should reserve the 18th and 19th of June to go on over to Coventry and check out the UK and Ireland Wood Turning Symposium. Thank you very much for watching. Please let me know your team, cutting board or box, so I can get this indecision out of the way and I can get on to making something beautiful with this herringbone glue up.